Good morning, everyone. It is 11/8/2024, November 8th, 2024, and I am working on an exercise here, just trying to get better. I consider this kind of like going to the gym to try to get a little stronger and not so ridiculously puny and weak. So I'm pushing myself here to do these over and over and over to map out how this happens more reflexively, so I'm not agonizing over the face and the features and how it's structured. And I notice you do this every so often, and the thought process, the things you're paying attention to and looking at and considering it, that comes into your awareness, like the outer reaches of the eyebrow or under the eye, how that just kind of smooths into the skull, and just the things you can kind of keep track of while you're drawing, while you're putting the lines down. It's not enough to have, I notice it's not enough just to have the ability to put the line down in the right place, but you got to be thinking about how that skull forms and how that informs where your line is going to be, how you're going to form that line and where you're going to put it, and how you can adjust it to create a different facial feature or expression and all that kind of stuff. I'm not so sure how successful I am at this point, but it's like I said, it's an exercise. We're getting there. We're on the journey. And that's just what I'm doing here. I turned the camera on halfway again. I always think about it after the fact. I don't have it immediately available and I'm digging around for it, and I still have that scan line coming across the entirety of the screen. So what's happening there, I don't know if you notice it, but there's a fade from light to dark that just kind of happens intermittently, and that is due to the frame rate of the camera interacting with the flicker of the LED bulbs. Some of the stuff I can get rid of it on the normal, just filming a normal video without fast forward, but it becomes prevalent when you increase the frame rate on or fast forward the recorded video in post-production. Then it shows up, or it becomes a little more prevalent. It's not as what would you say, elusive to the eye, but becomes very evident. I'm not quite sure what to do about that for these fast forward videos. You set the GoPro to the lowest setting. This is just some of the stuff I read, at 24 frames a second, and that does take care of it, like I said, during normal video usage, but you're gonna make it appear when you go fast forward, apparently. And that's all we're doing here, is drawing heads and faces. I think maybe at some point I gotta work on hands again, just exercise my hand demons. I mean, you know what I mean. No hair. Hair's tough too. I should work on hair. Trying to get that hairline right without looking goofy. Just go with bald for now. Focus on the faces and the facial topography. I'm just throwing in I'm just seeing if I can stuff this page full of whatever. Images, drawing, practice. And this pumpkin is a little hangover from Halloween, not too long ago. Still got pumpkin stuff on the brain. Pumpkins. You shouldn't see this in nature, I would guess. Pumpkins maybe, but not on somebody's head. I still should work on more from that behind, the sort of three-quarter view from behind, because that's a tough one to get with that cheekbone and the nose. Sort of the cheekbone seems to or sometimes the nose seems to pop right out from where that cheekbone location would be, coming out from underneath that eye divot, but it's hard to see without actually drawing it out. Yikes. I'm not going for the best faces, just trying just trying to see what I can pull off here fast without thinking about it too much. Making it as reflexive as possible. And it's nice to be able to just sit down and whip out a face without agonizing over it. That's kind of what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. And it can be tough, um, because if I step away for too long or get involved in something else and I don't get a chance to practice like this, all this will slip away. It's very much a use it or lose it situation, I find anyway. All right, and I think we are drawing this one to a close. So if you stop by to watch this little practice session, this little workout session, I appreciate your time very much. Thank you, and we will be doing more of this. Talk to you later.